Mercedes decided that it was time for a change in 2022 after 5 years with Valtteri Bottas as a teammate. Being Lewis Hamilton's teammate is never easy, but George Russell received the highly anticipated call-up to Mercedes to replace the Finn, who transferred to Alfa Romeo. The 7-time world champion has earned the right to be the focus of attention wherever the university places him. But what does George Russell have to say about facing the world's best? And what does Bottas have to say about the pair? Welcome to F1 Unlimited, where you can get the most recent F1 updates. Before we move on, subscribe to the channel and also enable the bell icon so that you can get all F1 updates. The similarities between Bottas and Russell are actually very surprising when you give them any thought. Following Lewis Hamilton's loss of the driver's title in the final race of the season, both drivers joined the team and both times there was controversy in 2021. When Nico Rosberg's result needed to be lower than third for Lewis Hamilton to win the championship in 2016, it was Lewis Hamilton who caused the controversy by attempting to assist vehicles in catching up with passing his teammate. The point we're trying to make is that Valtteri Bottas has an unparalleled understanding of what George Russell has dealt with at Mercedes. Both drivers spent their entire careers at Williams before joining Mercedes as well. They quickly settled into a good rhythm, and they are still ironing out the kinks to stay into that rhythm. The last thing that George wants is for Lewis to use him the same way that Lewis used Bottas. George came in claiming that he wanted to defeat Lewis and win races and titles. We'll tell you about this, as well as what Lewis's former and current teammates have to say about the 7-time drivers' champion, as it was on display in the Mexican Grand Prix. The connection between Valtteri and Lewis was sometimes different. They've been compared to Batman and Robin in the past. George has always sought out more equitable split when he joined the team Mercedes, but when Lewis Hamilton is involved, you have to take something if you want it because he wasn't going to give it to you. George was the Robin to Hamilton's Batman. He didn't have the same skills and didn't command the same respect, but he was essential to Hamilton's success. Ex-F1 driver who became a pundit, according to Martin Brundle, George Russell and Lewis Hamilton engaged in a heated open-lamp race in Mexico. However, the opposite was true during the first lap of the Autodrome. The Rodriguez brothers' early breaking into turns 1 and 2 caused Lewis and George to end up wheel-to-wheel through the first 3 corners. Still, George missed the opportunity to close the door on Hamilton and secure the second position in the opening lap, allowing his teammate to do just that, take second, and solidify after the race. Russell said that if it had been anyone other than his teammate, he would have run them off the track, but Brundle counters that Hamilton failed to extend the same controversy because of the recent altercations. Lewis recently revealed that he would be signing a new contract that would keep him on after the 2023 season, which is really bad news for George because according to what Russell has told the media, George will never be the team's new favourite to win anything. Whilst we believe that in private Russell is probably furious, it's exciting to think about Lewis possibly staying on for a number of years to come. Russell did eventually speak to the press. I think it was demonstrated that his foot was not taken off the gas pedal and his recent performances have been better than ever. Russell also expressed his desire to continue learning from Hamilton, who is statistically the most successful driver in the history of Formula 1. He praised the friendship the two British drivers share as they work to bring Mercedes back to the winner's circle. Quote, "It's really exciting for me to have the opportunity to be his teammate and go directly head-to-head with him and grow on his journey that we're on together because it really does feel like a journey that the two of us are on. No Formula 1 driver has ever enjoyed being their teammate's second choice, and with Hamilton extending his contract, George will continue to be the second choice for many more seasons to come." When the reality of the situation really sinks in, that's going to be difficult for George to accept, which is something that Bottas can really relate to ever since he first drove a go-kart at the age of 6. Bottas had been pursuing a career in Formula 1 when he joined Mercedes in 2017 to replace Nico Rosberg. It seemed as though he would finally be able to accomplish with that ambition. He put so much pressure on himself to do so that he was no longer able to take pleasure in the sport that he once loved. Valtteri Bottas has admitted that the pressure to beat Lewis Hamilton during those first few seasons with Mercedes nearly caused him to give up on the sport. Similarly, Nico Rosberg left the sport after beating Lewis Hamilton to the Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen are once again the two heavily favoured drivers. Given his performances in Williams and his explosive Mercedes debut in Bahrain, George Russell, on the other hand, will be aiming to upend the status quo and stir up some controversy throughout the year. Will we see a repeat of 2007, when the youngster dethroned the reigning monarch? Well, only time will tell. Do you think George Russell should start looking for a drive elsewhere due to Lewis Hamilton's announcement to extend his contract with Mercedes? We'd love to hear your predictions and thoughts about these upcoming events, so why not share them with us at the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave us a like, share this with any F1 enthusiasts, and subscribe to our channel here at F1 Unlimited.